everybody, this is JBuzzsaw79 here with a new build for you, at least a new for me. So we're just going to jump right into her here. This is going to be a Rebel build, obviously. We're starting off here is Biggs. Good old Biggs. Everybody likes Mr. Biggs. I think he is probably one of the oldest pilots that is still flown heavily in the meta, so there's that. Going with him, of course, you put the integrated astromech on him. Whoop, my goodness, got excited. Integrated astromech on him, so that way you can go ahead and pop his droid to stay alive. And then we'll put R2-D2 on because it was just, I just think it goes well with Biggs compared to like R5-P9 or forget the other droid, the one that you cancel damage until you get 2 damage and you take stress then for what you canceled. But yeah, anyway, so, and of course Biggs in the X-Wing with 3 attack, 2 defense, 3 hull, 2 shields, the focus and target lock, torpedo and astromech for 25 points. Other ships at range 1 cannot be targeted for attacks if the attacker could target Biggs instead. So Biggs, being what he is flown in many different builds and is the real kind of as with other builds, a support piece, not really the centerpiece. Coming up next is the main ship here. Boom! Kanan, whatever. I can never say his name right. Also pilot skill 5, same as Biggs over there, so you can kind of choose which one you want to shoot first, obviously. With 4 attack, no agility, 10 hull, 6 shields, and then just a buttload of stuff on the bar there. You got system, turret, 2 torpedo, 2 crew, 38 points, focus, target lock, and evade. When an enemy ship at range 1 to 2 is attacking, you may spend a focus token, and if you do, the attacker rolls 1 fewer attack dice. It's important. Remember 1 and 2. I'll explain why shortly. And then on him, I put, of course, the tactical jammer, and that is basically so that way Biggs can have the extra defense dice. Because you won't be at range 3, you'll be at range 2. Try and get shot, hopefully, through the base of Kanan there. So, to go with that, I decided to add, of course, a recon specialist, so that way you can generate extra focus. Let me take the action and Ray. So that way you can burn or get 2 focus a turn and drop 1 on Ray. And basically as you kind of work into positioning yourself for the actual fight, you go ahead and say, gosh, well, there's going to be extra people shooting at me, or I'm going to be shooting, I need to focus. And basically make sure you get enough of that, you can put 1 back from Ray onto the vessel once per turn. So ideally you'll have hopefully like 2-3 tokens by the time you kind of get into the first volley, so to speak, and you can go ahead and move 1 from Ray back on and then take the action. So you get 3 focus to activate his ability. Of course, you focus your attacks, whichever one. And then we'll be playing with the title, of course, on the Ghost as well. Equipping the Phantom card title to a friendly attack shuttle and docking it to this. If you execute a maneuver, you may deploy it from the rear guards. So it's a 0 point to basically launch the Phantom after make another maneuver. So that is very intriguing, and it could be something, of course, there. And then to go with that, we put a fire control on also, so that way when after you get done attacking, you can go ahead and let's do this in just a smidge here. Swoop, there we go. Sorry, as I'm trying to get all the cards in the frame here. That's better. I forgot where I was. Oh, so yeah, fighting strife to attack, you require a target lock on the defender. And then, of course, you top it off with the TLT here. So, and then that kind of ends the ghost here. We'll slide him up there. And then finally, the final ship then is, of course, a shuttle, attack shuttle, the Zeb, who is in the attack shuttle with 3 attack, 2 defense, 2 hull, 2 shields. When defending, you may cancel critical results before hit results, which ideally is nice because they won't get hopefully double damage if they blow you away right away. So that's nice. But still suffers kind of from that lack of hit points, obviously. And this build obviously is very expensive, so it uses all the points for that, which leaves you just enough to put Hera on, and of course the Phantom title itself. The Phantom title here says that while docked, the Ghost can perform primary weapon attack from its special arc. So it can shoot out the back then, so you get double arcs. And at the end of the combat phase, you may perform an additional attack with an equipped turret. If it performs this attack, it cannot attack again this round. So if you had something else, apparently that would trigger, I don't know what, but you can't do it. So ideally then, the whole thing, you put this on the Ghost, you shoot your range 2 4-dice attack out the front. Doesn't matter. You know, let's say you get a couple hits from it. They go to shoot back at you. They have to shoot hopefully Biggs, who's stationed right behind the Ghost with tactical jammer. He rolls 3 defense dice most of the time. And then you can go ahead and use Kanan's ability to have them roll 1 less dice by burning off one of your focus. So like if they had 3 dice attack, now they're down to 2 dice, and he's got 3 dice to defend with. It should work out ideally. And then Biggs also can take a focus himself. He recharges shield, so if he takes 1 damage from that next turn, another green maneuver, you just get that right back. So it's not really a big deal. So yeah, I mean this is the build. It's 100 points, and I played it this past weekend. I played against somebody that was flying the new Upsilon shuttle with 3 foe fighters. I'm basically trying to use General Hux to support them as they came in. The second turn he went a little bit too fast and ended up bumping. And he kind of put himself in a bad spot then, like turn 3-4. And then after that, I just kind of flew in such a manner as to deny him the ability of his use of his dial, kind of thing, where he had to play poorly, make poor decisions, and then he had to break formation with the foe fighters. So I ended up winning that game. I did not ever even deploy Zeb. I was able to carry through with most of my, excuse me, that was my kids trying to see what I was doing. Apologize. But yeah, I was trying to see, basically I didn't need to push to get it out. I did, I think even Biggs made it to the end too. Actually, I think Biggs was the one that hooked back in to actually finish the fight for me. So after that, I played against a double arc / Biggs list. Basically, both Biggs killed each other, and then he followed me around and was able to kind of dance enough, and so I couldn't get full potential from arcs. Like he rolled enough evade, and it was soaking enough damage. I really couldn't, it seemed, push enough damage through. I was able to kill this first arc, but not Nora. And then I deployed the shuttle late to try to see if I could get some shots in there at her. And it just went even worse then. And then she ended up shooting me with the rear arc of the ship. And then that's kind of what finished me off. I did play a third game later on versus 3 defenders. That was interesting because, you know, I got 1 defender. Basically, he came in and I got to range 3. I fired primary, fired both the TLTs, got like 2 damage in, and then they were all in after that. They're all the generic, by the way, the 3 defenders. Yeah, I got in after that. I was able to just kind of light them up as they came in, so that was pretty good. Like I said, I almost at that point started dropping a defender every other round. And eventually he did kill Biggs, but by the time he had killed Biggs, I'd taken out 2 defenders. So, I mean, at that point, it didn't really matter. So that's my experience flying this list so far. I think the only thing I would do differently is it's really hard to go from keeping Biggs at range 3, like with most stuff, to kind of wanting to fly him at that range 2 in such a manner that he's getting shots and getting cover from the tactical jammer. It's kind of weird to fly that way. I also would have to take more time, I think, to fly with the attack shuttle with Zeb to kind of get a better feeling of, I guess, what's actually going on with him, like when you deploy him and such. So this is this build. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you did not. Sorry, I'm about over 11 and a half minutes roughly now. And as always, go ahead, drop any thoughts you have and comments and so forth. And please, if you don't mind and have time and someone enjoy this, if you throw a subscription my way, I'd also very much appreciate that. This is JBuzzsaw79 signing off, and thanks for watching.